We're just a few moments away from Anthony Albanese's first one-on-one with the British PM, Boris Johnson. This is on the sidelines of the NATO summit in Spain. We go live to Madrid now, and our political reporter, Andrea Crothers, is standing by. Andrea, what are you expecting on their first encounter, Bojo and Albo?
Bojo and Albo, it's a pretty good combo, isn't it, Kieran? So the two will get their first face-to-face meeting today in a bilateral here at the Eurostar Hotel, where they're both staying here in Madrid. They would have been able to come face-to-face last night at an official welcome at the Royal Palace, which was attended by all NATO world leaders. But the pair now sitting down together here at the hotel. You can expect that they will be discussing the AUKUS military alliance. This is that three-way defence pact which was struck under former Prime Minister Scott Morrison with the United States and the United Kingdom. It was something which was supported by Labor at the time. So you can expect they'll be discussing that, as well as an interesting look at the relationship between the two. We know that Boris Johnson got along very well with Scott Morrison, both from the Conservative side of politics, while Anthony Albanese, the Labor Prime Minister, he is famous for saying that he likes fighting Tories. So it'll be interesting to see just how the two get on. And we might take a listen now.
Andrea, yeah, let's have a listen in.
Thank you, Promise. Fantastic. Good job. Okay, thank you. Good job.
Can you move back, please?
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, and then can they come here?
Fantastic. Well, I can't just say what a wonderful thing it is to see you here in NATO.
It is good.
And what a progressive development for our alliance that is. And thank you particularly for the incredible strength that Australia has shown in Ukraine, and that is unbelievably incredible. You really stepped up to play. It's fantastic to see.
Well, thank you very much, Prime Minister. We are very proud that we're the largest non-NATO contributor.
You are.
We are.
Fantastic.
With 285 million of military support and 65 million of humanitarian support as well. But it is very good to be here. The issues that we're talking about here at NATO, of a authoritarian state seeking to impose its will by force, is one that has implications in other parts of the world
in East Asia and around the world.
Absolutely, which is why it's important, and it's also an opportunity for me to say, personally, as we have on the phone, my government's strong support for AUKUS, and also,
I'm glad you said that.
And also our hope that the free trade agreement comes into force this year as well. Is very important, I think, for both our countries.
Thank you very much. Prime Minister, you're dead right about the values, the issues that unite us, and I think it's an immense significance that you're here. And we're shoulder to shoulder. But I think it's
The media ushered out of the room there in Madrid, but the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, reiterating a couple of key points there. One, that his government supports AUKUS, and Boris Johnson said he's very happy to hear that. And two, that they want to see the free trade agreement between Australia and the UK in and operating by the end of this year. There's a few things to... the deal's been done. They've just got to ratify it now on both ends to get it up and operating. Andrea Crothers is still with me in Madrid, but a friendly start to what is a very strong relationship between the two countries, Andrea.
Yeah, Kieran, one of our key allies, and a strong start there, the two having a meet and greet, a handshake, as well as discussing a few of those notes and those opening remarks there. But Anthony Albanese, he kicks off his day meeting with the British Prime Minister, but he's got a range of other meetings with his counterparts today as well. He'll go on to meet with the European Union Commissioner, President Ursula von der Leyen. He'll also meet with the Asia Pacific Alliance. So this is New Zealand, Australia, Japan, as well as South Korea. He obviously already met with the South Korean president yesterday and has recently been to Japan as well. Also on the agenda, a bilateral with the Italian Prime Minister and the German Chancellor today, Kieran. So an action-packed day for Anthony Albanese here on the sidelines of the NATO summit.
Andrea Crothers, thank you for that. Let's bring in our political editor, Andrew Clennell. And those pictures into us, a bit rough and ready with the live camera out of Madrid, but Prime Minister Albanese making those couple of key points in his opening remarks to the Prime Minister, the public remarks. One, that AUKUS is very much supported by the Labor government, and also on the trade front, that he wants that deal up and running. And also another point there where he says an authoritarian regime seeking to impose its will on others has a relevance not just in Europe.
Yeah, a few Scott Morrison areas there almost, dare I say it, Kieran, but not the same relationship. Scott Morrison and Boris Johnson knew each other quite well. I was there for their bilat in number 10 and a trilat with Joe Biden last June. There's a connection between the Conservative Party and the Liberal Party. It's a firm called Crosby Textor, the lobbyists, who've worked on both their campaigns. And they knew each other very well, Morrison and his staff and the British ministers and so forth. So it's different. It was a little bit more sort of formal and awkward, if you like, but the points remained the same. And as you pointed out, Boris Johnson said, "I'm glad you said that," when he mentioned AUKUS, which I thought was quite interesting. Albanese pointing out he'd already said that to him on the phone. We're sticking with AUKUS. Boris Johnson saying, "I'm glad you said that." And the FTA, well, Boris Johnson and Scott Morrison announced it last June, but still a bit of work with the fine print, isn't there? Because we're talking about the end of this year now, not last year. So there are still some things to be ironed out there, despite the big announcement last June at number 10, which I was present for, Kieran.